I just went inside and got some socks, some thicker socks on, because my toes were starting to get numb. I just emptied this coffee can on the table here and start sorting them out. Got the pennies, the nickels, the quarters, and the dimes. And I've already taken several quarters and nickels out of here already. So it's not going to have a lot of big coins in it. There's some nickels here. There's some quarter, nickel, quarter, nickel. I had to go inside and get warm because I started getting cold. I'm not really moving around out here, and it's about 18 or 19 degrees is the high today, so it's going to be down to 10 degrees tonight. Just pulling some nickels out here. Some kind of token there. I don't know. Looks like a quarter to me. But just pulling out the bigger coins here, the nickels and the quarters here. Just to start with. Nickels. Nickels in my hand here. What the heck is that? That was a piece of dirt. Nickels there. I went inside and ate something too. Started getting a little bit hungry. Drank some water. Get some nickels here. There we go. Quarter. Nickel. It's just hard to fathom how many nickels there are here. I had no idea if I dig that many nickels out. But some places just have a lot of nickels in them. So sometimes I'm just digging nickel after nickel after nickel. Quarter. Just a quarter. Nickel. There's so many nickels in my... But the bigger coins are going to stand out at first. The quarter there. The bigger coins like the nickels and the quarters are going to stand out when most of the coins are pennies and dimes. So, but there is a lot of nickels. I mean, straight up. I pulled out a lot of nickels out of that jar already to begin with. Before I sifted it, before I classified the dirt out, the dust. There's another quarter there, some nickels. I'll have to pull some dimes out here. Here's a dime. There's 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 a dime. Fresh stuff. Pick out some more dimes. There's a dime. There's a dime. There's a dime. There's a dime. 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 Quarter. There's another quarter. There's a dime. 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 And these are just the dimes that are easier to pick out because they're nickel coated. Some of them are nickel coated still. The ones that are hard to spot are the ones that have been, the nickel has been worn off of them by sitting in the ground for more than a few years. There's a dime. There's a dime. There's a dime. 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 Excuse me. Dime. 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 There's a quarter. Another quarter. There's a dime. There's a dime. There's a dime. There's a dime. There's a quarter. There's so many dimes here. It's crazy. Dime. 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 Oops. Dime. 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 Nickel. 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 I'll put those dimes away here. Nickel. 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 Come on. Oh, it's crunchy. It's got some dirt on it. Rub it off there. Nickel. 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 Quarter. Nickel. 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 Boy. Nickel. 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 Quarter. Nickel. Wow. Nickel. 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 Come on, just come apart there. Nickel. quarter, nickel. Come on, nickel. Nickel. Quarter. Come on. Nickel. 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 I see so many diamonds in here, it's just crazy. Nickel. I'll get the big coins out first. It's just so much easier this way. Quarter. The quarters and nickels. Nickel. 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 Wow. Nickel. Nickel. Quarter. Nickel. Quarter. Nickel. Quarter. Nickel. Quarter. Quarter. Nickel, 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 nickel. Think how many quarters and dimes and nickels are in those just four right there. I have buckets and buckets to go through. I have coffee cans upstairs too that are full, just stacks of them. I have buckets that are just falling apart because there's so many coins. Coins have been in them for so long. There's a nickel there. All these came out of the ground, man. Another quarter. Some of these are going to go back in the ground. Like that penny there. Wasted. Or they're not going to go back in the ground. They're going to get burnt, probably. Melted down. Nickel. Quarter. Nickel. Nickel. Quarter. Quarter. Nickel. Quarter. Nickel. 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 Nickel, 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 nickel. Look at this. Yeah, there we go. Right there. Handfuls of nickels, man. There we go. Quarters. I don't want to attempt to pick up that quarters there. Nickel. Quarter. Okay, I pretty much got most of the nickels out. There's still several nickels in there. But, nickel, nickel. Now I'll just start sorting through them and picking out the dimes. There's a quarter. There's a dime. 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 Just so many. There's a nickel. There's a dime. 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 There's a quarter. There's a nickel. There's some dimes. Very cold today. I'm bundled up pretty good there, but once I start cramping, my fingers start cramping, I can't really work anymore. So I can't wear really thick gloves because I have to be able to sort the coins out, separate the coins. So I can't wear thick gloves. I don't want to do this inside because it's too dusty to do this inside. Now I don't want to be breathing this stuff inside the house. But at least I'm doing something on a very cold day. We've got a few more days of this cold weather, so might as well go through a couple coffee cans of coins. I've never sorted the coins, so I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how many coins are going to be. I don't know what the proportion is to the coffee cans there. You know how many dimes I got and nickels I got and whatnot. There's a dime. 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 There's a nickel. There's another nickel. There's another nickel. There's a quarter. There's a dime. That coin can just go right in the garbage can. Right there. There's a dime. So we'll just push some of these pennies out of the way there, so I can sort